What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing another overall market update, looking at the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, as well as a trading update for me. What stocks did I buy today? What stocks did I sell? And what other ETFs and stocks am I watching for the rest of this week? So before we do get into that, for all of you new viewers out there, my name is Stas, and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys that want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and join our Discord group chat, as well as our Facebook group. All of those are linked down below in the description box. And if you guys want to be in contact with me throughout the trading day and about 230 other members, join that Discord group chat, guys. I promise you, you will not regret it. We're talking about trading, stocks, investing, news, strategies, and just networking with each other day in and day out, helping each other, pretty much become the best traders and investors that we possibly can. So again, all of those other communities are down below in the description box. Join if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. And let's just talk about what is going on today, Monday, November 12th, in the stock market. So pretty bloody day throughout, guys. The Dow Jones is down now about 1.5%, down $400 at the time that I'm recording this video, and there is 2 hours left in the market, so we could potentially see a turnaround in the Dow Jones in the next 2 hours. But as of now, guys, we are down almost 450 points in terms of the Dow Jones. The S&P 500 is down about 1.3%, down about $37, and the NASDAQ composite is, down 2%, down $151. So let's just take a look at the technicals in terms of the NASDAQ, Dow, and the S&P, and we're going to talk about what really sent down these stocks, or, these indexes today. So NASDAQ, let's start off with the NASDAQ, right? So massive sell-off today, down 150 points, down 2%. This is mostly due to Apple stock selling off. So Apple, for those of you guys that do not know, they're pretty much down about 4% today. They were down about $10 at one point, I believe. Yeah, they hit 193, so they were down about $10 per share earlier on today. This has a huge weight on the NASDAQ and the overall stock market. So pretty much, guys, what happened with Apple? Let me just pull up this article for you guys. So very interesting news came out with Apple today. So the Dow Jones, let's start right off the top of this article. The Dow Jones Industrial Average declined Monday. Okay, we saw that. Take a look at this, though. Apple fell 4.3% after a key supplier issued a profit warning, increasing investor concerns that iPhone demand may be waning. So, a lot of concerns around Apple right now, especially because they're no longer disclosing the amount of iPhones that they're selling per quarter. Some people, feel very strongly about this in a negative aspect. Some people think it's great. So, investors and other potential, people that are looking to buy Apple stock, pretty much focus on the main things of the business, not really the iPhone unit sales, although that is a very main thing. I feel like a lot of people are fixated on those unit sales, and if Apple doesn't increase those unit sales, people are going to be angry, although they are increasing their revenues and the ASPs are going up in price. So you guys kind of see, that's why pretty much, in my opinion, Apple is not disclosing the number of iPhones anymore, because a lot of people are focusing on that rather than how much money they're actually bringing in and the increase of the ASPs, which is the most important part, in my opinion. But let's just take a look down here a little bit more. This is the company right here, Lumentum Holdings, I don't know if I said that right, which supplies 3D chips for Apple's iPhone facial recognition system, said its quarter sales would come in $20 million weaker at $335 million than originally forecast, thanks to a reduction in shipment requests from an unmanned customer. Lumentum also slashed its earnings forecast to a range of 1.15 to 1.34 from a previous estimate of 160 to 175. Lumentum I can't say that, but Lumentum sank 30.6%. So pretty much, guys, the 3D chip supplier is, coming in $20 million weaker. They're projected to come in $20 million weaker in terms of sales. And this, ended up taking a hit in Apple stock today. I'm sure there's other factors, but this is one of the factors that I want to talk about in today's video. So keep an eye on this, guys, and this is pretty much why the NASDAQ is falling down pretty heavily today. But, keep an eye on these critical support levels or this trend that the NASDAQ is slowly starting to conform here. So we talked about this little trend line here yesterday. If the NASDAQ was able to hold above there and the 50 SMA, obviously we were not able to hold that. We broke below, but we do see a green candlestick starting to form here. So heading into the close of today's market, guys, make sure to pay attention to what this is going to be looking like, in your post-market analysis. If the NASDAQ's able to hold this point here and slowly start to push up, this could mean a sign of a reversal for the overall index. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of the NASDAQ. Apple sank it very, very hard today. And the Dow Jones, guys, is down 1.5% like we were talking about earlier. And what we were talking about in yesterday's video was this critical support level for the Dow Jones. And that was above the 180 SMA. And obviously, guys, with the sell-off, we pretty much blew past that support level. But a good sign that I'm seeing right now is, the Dow Jones holding above this 50-day simple moving average right here. And we're seeing a slow little turnaround if we look at the 1-day, 1-minute chart in terms of the Dow Jones. We're no longer getting rejected here by the 50 SMA, but now we're breaking above it, and now we just broke above the 180 SMA. So in the intraday action right now, in terms of the Dow Jones, at the time I'm recording this video, we are reversing in price. So if this is able to hold, guys, and we're able to close somewhere maybe around here-ish, if we pull up here, dip back down, pull up here, dip back down, maybe close around like 25,700. That could be a very good sign that tomorrow we could have a rebound day. But let's say, we close somewhere down here. That's not going to be a very good sign heading into the close. Pretty much, guys, the Dow Jones has been getting hit very hard today, and Goldman Sachs has actually taken about a 7% hit today, guys. And this is the big investment bank. This is one of the stocks in the Dow Jones, right, in the Dow 30, and if this stock, I was talking about this actually in the Discord group chat today, if this stock is able to get sub 200, under $200, I might consider building a longer term position, in this particular investment bank, because I have been wanting to diversify some money into some banks, because I do have one position in a very small, smaller cap bank that I see a big future for, but I want to expand into some larger cap companies, larger cap banks that do pay solid dividends, because I do think Goldman Sachs pays a decent dividend, right? Don't quote me on that, but I think that would be, a good dividend investment, especially under $200. Now, I don't know if this is why the Dow Jones sank today due to the big hit in Goldman Sachs, but hey, who knows, right? It could be a factor in it, and I'm just throwing in my opinion here. So Dow Jones, guys, down 400 points. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 before we do talk about what trades I made today. So S&P 500 got rejected by this resistance point we were talking about in yesterday's video. This was about last week at about 28.15, but we're holding above nicely right now on the 50-day SMA. And I was talking about this in yesterday's video that I wanted to see the S&P 500 hold above the 50 SMA and slowly start to push back up, because at that point, guys, if it's able to successfully do this, the uptrend, reversal trend here that we do see, and let me just quickly draw it out. Let me just clear this drawing set and draw it out for you guys. If it does, if it's able to push up here, reverse here, this trend that we're seeing is still valid, right? Let me just draw it. I don't know why this is messing with me right now. But, pretty much you see what I'm talking about, right, guys? We popped up, higher high, pulled back. Now this would be a higher low from the previous low, so the trend is still pretty much intact. And if I draw a quick little channel here, that's pretty much what it's looking like, right? So keep an eye on the S&P 500 tomorrow to see if it's able to hold this level and heading into the close of the market. Because if we do look at the 1-day, 1-minute chart, guys, this one's seeing a reversal pattern as well, just like the Dow Jones. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the overall stock market, in terms of the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. So let's talk about some trades that I made today, or rather one trade. I only made one trade today, and that was in UGAZ, ticker symbol UGAZ. And let's talk about this one very quickly. My philosophy behind this trade, my ideology on why I traded UGAS. So for those of you guys that have been paying attention, you know, obviously natural gas has been ridiculously bullish over the past couple of weeks. You could probably say over the past couple of months at this point, right? Pretty much ever since, you know, early mid-September, I would say, it's been on a ridiculous bull run. We notice UGAS literally has almost tripled in price in terms of the past, you know, 2-3 months. So let's take a look at the bullish state of natural gas very quickly and why I traded UGAS today. So pretty much, guys, and what I've been talking about over the past couple of videos is that you know, UGAS right now is in a state that is pushing up, making higher highs, consolidating for a couple of days, pushing up to newer levels. So this is the current pattern that, you know, natural gas and UGAS are currently on. And what do we notice happened pre-market hours with natural gas? We consolidated here a little bit, not too long, and then we shot up all the way to $3.90. And this was actually when I believe UGAS was like literally at $140 at one point pre-market hours. But if we look a little bit closer, let's say the 20-day 1-hour chart, actually let's just take a look at the 5-day 5-minute chart to get a better perspective of this. So pretty much, guys, we shot up here, like I said, this morning at about 7:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can see that right there at about 390, and then we pulled back heading into the market. So pretty much, guys, natural gas, you know, shot down 12 cents heading into the market. And if we look over at what UGAS was doing at this particular point and why I traded this one today. So take a look at this, guys. When natural gas was at 390, UGAS was at 139. Then we sold off all the way to 127 pre-market hours. And what did that do? You know, heading into the market, right? What did that do? That opened up the profit margin for UGAS. So this was the first step in my eyes to see, you know, for me to go like, okay, I see potential today in UGAS due to this massive margin that was opened pretty much pre-market hours. So 128 up to 139, guys. That was literally an 8% margin to start off, you know, the day, right? So we opened up here at a 128, slowly consolidated, shot up a little bit, pulled down, held that same support. So I actually ended up getting in right around here at about $128, added more at about $128.50. And then I wrote it up to here, $131. We tested this 50 SMA. We were not able to break it. We pulled back, held a new higher low from the previous low. So I did not end up selling here because we saw it was holding that. We started to push back up, broke above the EMA line. This was getting to the point where I wanted to sell out of UGAS just to take the little 3% profit I had off the table. And pretty much, guys, once we broke above the previous resistance here at about 131, I ended up just taking my shares off the table at about $131.55-ish, right around there. So from an average position of about, let's say, $128.50, up to about where I ended up selling, I ended up taking about a 2.65%, close to a 3% profit in terms of UGAS. And that was a very quick little day trade, and you know, that's pretty much my ideology and my thoughts behind this. So pretty much, guys, just to sum it up again, the margin of profit was opened up pre-market hours, and whenever you see a stock or an ETF hit a high pre-market hours, hit a new high pre-market hours, then it pulls back a little bit. You always want to see if it's able to hold that level where it's opening, and then, you know, slowly start to push back up to see whether or not it's going to continue that trend. Because let's say we shot up here, made a higher high like we did, we opened up, and then we pushed down, broke below the 180 SMA. That's a break of the pattern, right? We want to see if the stock or the ETF is able to hold the pattern pretty much that I drew out here by that trend line. So it was able to hold that, and that gave me the incentive to trade UGAS today. And that was my only trade, guys, you know, pretty much due to the markets being a bloodbath today, right? You guys know that I'm in Square right now at about $74-ish average price. Did not average down quite yet on that, but I do end up, you know, I do plan on ending up averaging down on that one at some point, but I want to see what's going on tomorrow, pre-market hours in the overall markets. You know that I'm in Microsoft and you know that I'm in PayPal. Those two are actually not doing as bad as my Square position is, but those are my three main swing trades, and these are longer term swing trades right now that I'm holding. So in terms of my day trading, my very, very short term swing trading, UGAS was the only thing I traded today. Made about 2.65% profit on that one, a little bit less than my daily goal, but it's fine, guys. I want to be consistently profitable. I don't care if I don't hit, or I'm not going to be down if I don't hit my daily goal one day. For me, every green day that I can get is a good sign because I'm not losing money. I'm constantly, being consistent with growth, and that's the whole entire idea that I'm trying to portray in my portfolio, and I want you guys to be able to do as well. So that's pretty much it on my trading side of things. In terms of what other stocks I'm watching, guys, it's all going to depend on how the overall markets end up playing out, guys. And these critical support levels that I'm talking about, these are what I'm going to be looking at in terms of what I'm personally going to be playing in terms of stocks, guys. I want to see the Dow Jones hold above here and start to push back up. I want to see the S&P 500 hold this 50 SMA. And, if these are able to do that, and the NASDAQ to hold this trend that I've drawn out here by this trend line, if these are able to do that, guys, we might be in for a rebound day tomorrow and the next day, giving us the opportunity to play some of these stocks that have been selling off pretty aggressively, right? Square is one of them. I've been talking about these and this one in the past couple of videos. Apple especially, guys. Take a look at Apple for a potential bounce back play. The RSI levels are showing it's oversold. It's pushed down to another lower low. So, potentially, guys, Apple could be a good trade tomorrow from like 195, maybe back to like $205. Let's see what these are going to do pre-market hours before determining this, but I'm just throwing out some ideas here, right? Because we saw each time that Apple pulls down to a lower low, it always bounces up and, pushes back up a little bit, at least 5, 6, 7%. So this could potentially happen again, right? So I'm going to be watching Apple, Square. I'm going to be watching Facebook very quickly for another potential bounce back play up to the 180 SMA, possibly from 140 back up to 150. These are things that are very, very possible, guys. And, what to keep an eye on in terms of Facebook, if it does end up pushing back into the 130s, guys, I'll keep an eye on whether it's going to break below this resistance to make a new lower low, or if it's going to hold that, reverse, and start to push back up to the previous resistance at the 180-day simple moving average. Another stock to potentially keep an eye on tomorrow would be AMD, guys. This one's gotten hammered close to 10% today, and the RSI levels on this one are showing it's a little bit oversold. So, it's close to the 30 threshold here, to 34 to be exact, and we're seeing it struggling to form a green candle here. I know if you guys just saw that before, it was trying to form a green, there it is, see? Trying to form a green candle here on the 180 chart. So let's say if it ends up holding this trend right here that I just drew out, this could be a potential bounce back play tomorrow. So keep an eye definitely on AMD, Square, Apple, Facebook. Goldman Sachs sold very heavily today. Netflix, guys, Netflix chart does not look the prettiest right now. It's kind of like a falling knife at this point. So not going to be too concerned with trading, or not going to be really looking at trading Netflix. Even Boeing, guys, it broke the pattern that we were talking about in yesterday's video. So in terms of Boeing, if it's able to hold this 50 SMA, potentially curl back up here, it could be a play from 360 maybe to 370. So keep an eye on that, guys, and make sure to drop down any stocks that you guys are trading, watching down below in the comment section. I would love to converse with you guys, talk to you guys about what you're trading. And, something else very quickly before I do end off this video is I'm going to be keeping an eye on the market ETFs. We've talked about these a lot, and these are great to trade when the overall markets are very, very volatile. And, the Dow Jones, guys, it's selling even more aggressively now as this video is progressing. Literally, guys, it's down almost $500. When I started this video, it was down $400. So it's very volatile, guys. And these ETFs, TQQQ and QQQ, TVIX and UVXY, these are all ETFs that you can trade based on what direction the market is going. So let's say, for example, the market is increasing in price. You'd be able to trade TQQQ as well as QQQ. These go up as the overall market is going up. But if the overall market is selling off, you'll be able to trade trade TVIX and UVXY that go up when the overall markets are selling off. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on all of these guys pretty much to see, you know, where's the market going to be going tomorrow. I'm going to pretty much decide what I'm trading based on what the futures are looking like tomorrow. So let's say the futures are up. Let's say the Dow Jones is up 100 points, the S&P is up 10 points, and the NASDAQ is up 50, 60 points pre-market hours, right? This could give me insight that today we might be seeing a green day, a rebound day from the past 2-3 red days, and I could be able to trade TQQQ as well as QQQ tomorrow, right? But if the markets are selling off again tomorrow pre-market hours, you know, it could be a good opportunity to maybe hop into TVIX, UVXY. And again, do your own research. Make sure you understand what you're trading. Do not trade based off of my personal opinion. And another one to shout out here and talk about, because it's been talked about a lot in the group chat, is SQQQ. SQQQ. I have to do this, guys, because with all the Qs, I say like 5 Qs without even realizing it. You know, I do that all the time for some reason. But this is another one that ends up going up when the overall markets are selling off. So this could be another, you know, one that you could end up trading. Because, you know, we see this one's up 7% today as the overall market are taking a big hit. So I'll even add that to the watch list, guys. I don't even know why I don't have that here. But, you know, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Join our Discord group as well as our Facebook group. And, you know, tomorrow, guys, keep a close eye on what's going on pre-market hours. Because if you see what's going on pre-market hours, especially with the futures, this can dictate what you're going to be trading. Are you going to be trading large cap stocks? Are you going to be trading the inverse ETFs? Are you going to be trading, you know, stocks that or ETFs that go up when the market's selling off? It's going to be, you know, a bunch of different things that you could potentially trade, but you got to see where the overall markets are going, pre-market hours, and do your analysis and base your judgment off of that, right? So again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great one. Peace out.